I learned about the negative, how it's coded in a light-sensitive emulsion. How when the camera shutter opens and closes with a click, these light-sensitive crystals rush and collect in the areas exposed to the light. And when developing film and turning negatives into positives, the unexposed crystals are washed away from the film strip by a chemical named fixer. The fixer stabilizes what remains, so as to make for a clear picture. Now, I started writing poetry at a time in my life when I was wrapped up in all my negatives. No matter how hard I tried to develop myself positive without asking for help, I felt that any light in my life was snuffed into a barrel of depression and anxiety. And in that dark room, I was still coming to terms with all the undeveloped parts of me. My half-closeted queer heart, my post-traumatically stressed brain, my phantom limbs that did not belong to me but to a first-generation imposter enrolled at the same university. I did not feel worthy of claiming myself an artist, of claiming myself love, of claiming myself alive. I saw 3 different school psychologists by my last year in college. No matter how hard I tried asking for help, I always struggled with explaining myself. You see, as a visual artist, I created pieces about my trauma with no words. Raised to be a Filipino American man, I was taught to turn my emotions into resilience as a queer person. I was always told to live in a lightless closet, so no matter what questions they'd ask or methods they would use to fix me, my anxiety would say, "You're weak. You'll only feel safe if you don't have to say anything." While my depression taunts back, "It's better to suffer quietly so you don't have to burden anyone else." And so in order to, oh, I'm dropping a line because it's been a minute, y'all.
We wouldn't know. It's
Thank
okay.
you. So instead of talking it all out, I start to craft stanzas that I don't speak. My earliest poems were written to be shared. They were not written to be shared. They're written so that I could stand and survive. And so I'd write about my depression when some days I couldn't keep shooting, when all I wanted was to give up. And there were days when I remember feeling so sick from not eating, that eating makes me feel sick and only words would fill me up. And the days when I just couldn't go to class or to work, I would just lay there and read. And read, and at least I read poetry. And then a friend dragged me to the poetry slam, and we discovered the open mic, and the artists there used to feed me. Their vulnerability started to mend me. I was in awe at their comfort on stage. And so it was from this that I learned how to glow in the dark, how to write myself back into the frame. And once I learned how to spit too, y'all, I was saved. Now, I don't call myself a photographer anymore, but if there's anything that both photography and poetry have taught me, it's how to glow in the dark. It's how to be sensitive to the light, how to fix myself stable with the right love and support, how to turn a negative into a positive so as to see and to speak the big picture. Thank you.